It's the Luke and Pete Show, joined by Mr. Luke Emil. Luke Emil, how the devil are you doing? Before you answer that, I've just seen a meme, an AI-generated footage of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham as members of the Peaky Blinders. Now, would you like to respond? Is that any way to start a show?
Tom. Jude and Harry are here. Tom.
Was he in the film? That guy?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
He wasn't in the
Frame.
film.
He's the Bam Margera of. Is it Bam Margera or Bam Margera? I think it's Margera of.
Yeah, he's always
of the
getting
film.
served up on my kind of social media feeds.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So the guy who plays Arthur Shelby is a guy called Paul Anderson, who's had he's had his problems, and I believe he was written out of the film because he couldn't. I don't think he could be relied upon to film at that point. I don't think for various kind of personal reasons. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, which is sad, very sad.
It's sad. It is sad.
But he does pop up. He himself does pop up on social media stuff here and there. But he's had like an interesting career because he kind of that was like a really big breakthrough.
Changed his life quite late,
thing for him, wasn't it? I think
he was a ticket tout, wasn't he?
I think he was. Off the back of that, did he not get a? Off the back of that, did he not get a role in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Revenant?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he did.
Maybe.
He did.
Right,
Bruno's the film buff. He said he's given the thumbs up. So, I think it's I wish him all the best. The movie's not very good, unfortunately. Bruno, have you seen the movie?
It's not very good.
No, it's not that good. No, I thought it was less than the sum of its parts. Sadly,
Right.
I love the series, by the way.
Yeah, I like the series, but I did stop eventually. It's just some series just can't keep up momentum
But
in my mind.
Would you feel happier or sadder if the England team, if they, I mean, we don't know what's happening at the time of recording, but if the England team walked out at the World Cup final dressed as the Peaky Blinders, and then when they scored a goal, every time they scored a goal, the guy who scored it would run to the pitch side microphone and say, "That's a goal." By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Do you not think that? I mean, it would have to be Jude, wouldn't it? Because he's Birmingham, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he could do it.
So he could do it.
Is he from Stourbridge?
I feel like he's from around there. Yeah. I feel like
So he is from Stourbridge. Yeah. Now Stourbridge, I'm not, my knowledge of the West Midlands is very, very poor. So it's 11 miles west of Birmingham. I'm being told.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But it's the centre of British glassmaking during the Industrial Revolution. So. What a contribution it's made to society. So yeah, I think Jude could do that job pretty well. One of the things that I feel goes underreported, certainly for the news and the opinion stuff that I read, is just how handsome Jude Bellingham is.
No, I think that's mentioned quite constantly how handsome he is.
I think he's extraordinarily handsome.
I think because he's so charismatic in other ways and he's so kind of opinionated and so I think people feel. They don't like handsome people to also have another job, aka talking.
Is that what you get? Is that what happens to you?
Yeah, people sort of say, God, this guy's got everything. I don't want to hear him speak.
No.
That's what they write on the iTunes reviews. That's what they read.
Still calling it iTunes.
YouTube reviews.
Still calling it iTunes. Still calling it iTunes, guys.
I mean, their podcast app can't fucking handle video. So I mean, what are you going to do, eh?
Are you still?
What are you going to do?
Are you doubling down on iTunes?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's call it iTunes for crying out loud. Yeah.
Do you know what? Just even hearing the word iTunes, it just gives me nice nostalgia. If I was to see the old, so I'd love to see an iTunes logo from about 2008. Bruno, can you put that in the running order? It'd make me feel really good to see it because it's so nostalgic. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's called Apple Podcasts and Apple Music, and everything has to be shitified, doesn't it? You can't do anything good.
But iTunes used to be just a one-stop shop. I mean, none of it worked. It was impossible to navigate. The charts were frequently
so clunky,
gamed by new podcasts because it used to work on increases in listenership, etc., etc. It was terrible, and Apple have proved that they just can't seem to figure out how podcasts work, which is good. It takes me back to a time. Maybe me talking about iTunes makes it think that like this Luke and Pete show might have been produced by AI. Somebody might have taken old episodes of this podcast and sort of reconstituted it and basically made a virtual Pete Donaldson. Heaven forfend that ever happens.
It can't be worse than the current situation, though.
No, but it does feel. I feel like I'm wearing like a football ramble shirt. I'm in my cabin. I've been in my cabin for probably about 5 years now, recording shows and stuff. I worry that, this I'm going to need like to do a Mitch McConnell proof of life sort of to prove that I'm still alive. And even then, have it roundly criticised for looking very similar to
or
previous pictures.
Unnoticed. People just broadly unaffected by the news.
Yeah,
perhaps an eyebrow raise here or there. That's what you're going to get. But the Mitch McConnell thing is really interesting. Have you seen the detail on that? It's
I haven't. No, it's just a funny. Like, there's a lot of weekend at Bernie's senators and politicians in the US, and it's a fascinating little curio. It's a fascinating little sort of situation that the American Senate seem to sort of, because when you sort of lose a senator, I presume everyone around you gets fired. So that's presumably why this is all happening. But it's an astonishing bit of weirdness, isn't it?
So he released a photograph with him and his wife as a quote proof of life thing.
Very soft features, Mitch McConnell always has done.
Yes,
but he just seems to be sort of like smoothing out to cottage cheese. It's an astonishing look.
I think he looks like the three-dimensional, not three-dimensional, but like the kind of the made flesh version of one of Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah, it's Pan's Labyrinth. The guy with the eyes. The eyes are a bit
the eyes and the hands. Yeah. I mean, and so people were saying that like the photo that he released was AI generated, and then some digital forensic guy kind of for the Washington Post,
right,
said no. I've explored it, and I explored the metadata thoroughly, and it was taken on Sunday, and this means that it is real. But then like, some other people were saying that the newspaper in the photo was weird and had like certain strange kind of like peccadillo.
Strange aberrations.
Yeah.
The problem with modern like camera phones is that it does try and fill in detail from very far away. It does try and...
You talked about this before. You talked about that Samsung thing about taking a photo of the moon, and it's actually not taking a photo of the moon. It's filling in like digitally. That
was very obvious. But yeah, if you take a... I think Stockport, I want to say, bought a footballer this week, and they've clearly taken a photograph from miles away because they've basically, the social media persons sort of cropped a picture quite tight on him, forgetting that this picture had been taken from miles away by a smartphone. And so his face looked like this sort of crumbly kind of Muppet kind of picture. Like, he's got like a mouth that's like really long, and his eyes are bleeding into his mouth and stuff. And it's a very strange look indeed. But yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? It's an odd situation to sort of have to deal with.
I think it's kind of interesting that the way Mitch McConnell's political career has gone is that he's now literally like holding things up like he always used to by not reporting whether he's dead or not. It's just almost like an amazing like final act.
Yeah.
To a man's, basically to a man's like career-long obfuscation of things happening.
Yeah.
It's like what it's because it's almost like, oh, Mitch McConnell's now lying in a state of like Schrodinger's politician, in a state of stasis. No one knows what's happening, whether he's alive or dead. That is kind of what Mitch McConnell would have wanted.
Yeah, he was just a one-man sort of filibuster, wasn't he? The way that kind of...
he'd still win his election, he'd still win an election.
Yeah.
Even as he is now.
Why are they still sort of, fucking with these guys? Surely there's a younger Mitch McConnell who can just be just as fucking mager and stupid.
Yeah, but it's not the real thing, is it?
No,
it's not classic Coke, is it? You want the roller cola Kentucky senator. You want the classic Coke.
Because obviously the bloke who I always get mixed up with Mitch McConnell, or always did do before he died, who died this week, he said, or last week rather.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, okay. Fascinating man, and how his kind of career changed over the years, and how, some of the reports from people who'd known him intimately, reported to have known him intimately, was just some astonishing stuff out there.
Like a true oddball.
A true oddball of the oddballiest profession.
In the finest tradition of British politicians of that stripe, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very almost like very reminiscent of like the old-fashioned 80s camp Tory.
But how on earth did you kind of how on earth did you dredge these people up and get them to claim votes? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does a man so out of time claim all those votes? How does he kind of get there?
But aren't they? They're always. I mean, maybe it's different now, but aren't they? They always used to traditionally be like parts of. Yeah, I mean, it's the same in the US now. I think parts of the US where it honestly does not matter really who the candidate is. It's just so ingrained.
Oh, that they always sort of go for.
Yeah, but it's the same in this country, right? Certain parts of the country here where they'd always just vote a certain way. Like there's no realistic, as far as I understand this. I know what it's like where you are, but there's no realistic prospect that the Conservatives would ever win in Lambeth, where I live. No, it just never happened, right? And the paucity of candidates is kind of beside the point. It doesn't really matter. Now, I suppose what you could argue is that, like, do you remember that special election in Makerfield where Burnham won it, and the candidate Reform put up was just abysmal. Like, he could literally barely speak. He was so bad. Like, he couldn't answer a single question on Question Time.
Yeah,
and he lost. He lost.
Yeah,
but that was like, Burnham was like a singular character, right? He's like nationally famous, and like people like him, and all the rest of it, and he could do the job. Whereas I think, generally speaking, is it that much about the candidate as a general rule, or is it much more about the stripe?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of different because you look at like. The Clacton thing with Binface and the Reform leader Nigel Farage. The way that sort of like they interviewed quite a lot of people who voted for Farage the first time round, and he went, and they basically said, even if like Farage doesn't run, I'd still vote for Reform again. So it is kind of like, people just have people don't really care about the candidates a lot of the time. But if you like Reform, you presumably like Farage and how he conducts his affairs.
I had a really interesting set of Vox Pops with people in Clacton, and it was who did it? I can't remember now. Apologies to them because it was fine work, and it was quite surprising to me how much or how little the Farage behaviour has cut through.
Yeah.
I just think every kind of like normal person, like they just don't really consume politics in the same way. Like I remember the biggest lesson I learned when I was doing my masters is that, like, when it comes to elections and stuff like that, I can't remember the exact detail, but in the US at least, it was like something like the average US voter in an election period, so in the months leading up to a big, say, a presidential election, they knowingly consume, as in they choose to consume, it's something like 5 minutes a week. It's not like if you're one of these politicos who just lives it, you can see why it's really easy to misunderstand and kind of overestimate exactly how much of things have an impact. And the Nigel Farage thing, the stuff that, like, the £5 million donation thing had a bit of a cut through, but in terms of like his like ties with certain other people and his performance in the Commons and stuff like that, people had no clue about that. Like, they had no idea. Like, there's no. Do you think
it's kind of like the modern kind of, certainly younger people, they think that £1 million isn't that much money these days? Do you know what I mean? Like I always think like, what do you get? They probably think that politicians get paid
normal
$1 million.
People.
Well, what do you mean? Yeah, I think so. I think people just sort of think that £1 million is, even though like no one's got fucking 2 shillings rubbed together or whatever it is, they still think they're $1 million, because the way that like YouTube and Instagram and all the social media talk about becoming a millionaire, it's not something anyone can realistically do. 1% will be in the frame for making that amount of money.
What percentage of people in the country are millionaires, do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon it's probably, it's got to be like 1%, hasn't it? 1% millionaires.
Okay.
And what does that even mean? Like, is that owning a house that is worth £1 million?
So I'm reading here, and this is a Wikipedia link, right? And I'll just check the source in a minute, right? But there are, according to UBS, don't know what that is, but I mean, I guess it's probably some statistics company.
Bank of Scotland?
Don't know. Could be a bank. There are, guess how many individual millionaires there are in the United Kingdom?
I don't know how many people there are in the United Kingdom.
I'm actually quite surprised by this. So I think there's something like, Bruno, there's something like 70 million people in the UK, right? Yeah, it's about 70 million people in the UK. So guess how many of them are millionaires? By the way, this is US dollar millionaires, so it's a little bit less than a millionaire in pounds.
Oh, well, fuck that then. But does that count in, like, is that fluid? Is that kind of, or is that just
liquid,
I own a house that's liquid?
Fluid?
Yeah,
what would be a millionaire in fluid?
Fluid. Well, fluid.
I've got 1 million litres of piss.
Fluid money, it still applies the same. It still works the same. You could have worked that one out.
This is the Global Wealth Report by Swedish...
pedantry that'll mean you'll never get that £1 million.
Yeah, by Swiss multinational investment bank UBS Group. So
right.
I guess there's no kind of vested interest in it. But guess, just guess.
Well, I
think it's in
700,000.
The answer is actually 2.4 million people.
Right. Okay. So more than 1% by a
About
by a good chalk.
4.5% of people.
Yeah.
That is surprising, isn't it?
Is it? I was thinking about like millionaire. Maybe I've kind of been hoisted by my own opinion, and I guess I've kind of gone for maybe people don't think £1 million is all that much money, but then thinking about it, people have houses that are approaching that, aren't they?
Oh, so it
must,
surely some of it must be property related, right?
Yeah, because I guess. But then, how much have you paid off of your mortgage? You know, you could not.
What, me?
You could suddenly decide not to. No, fuck all.
Listen,
and when you remortgage, they tell you exactly how much. I think
we live month to month in our house, and that's the end of it.
Sarah's I think it's Barclays we're with, and her internet bank now shows precisely what is owed as a mortgage loan when you log in.
It's depressing. It's depressing.
Do not care for that.
But ultimately, mate, you got a roof over your head, and that's the main thing. But if you could tell our listeners and our viewers here the best way for them to become a millionaire, like Stephen Butt. Actually, Stephen Butt doesn't really do that, does he? But some people do. How would you do it?
I think
if you're starting out now, 18, you come out of uni, so you're 21, 22, you're looking to make your million, like a lot of the young kids want to do these days. What's your tactic?
I think the angle on the old OnlyFans and stuff, I think the angle that nobody sort of has.
You ain't making a million off OnlyFans, mate.
Weeping sores.
Weeping
sores. If you have why is nobody on OnlyFans showing off some STDs that haven't been seen since the Victorian era? Why isn't somebody just trying to become a vessel for some very, very weird, very, very strange behaving, very colourful sexually transmitted diseases and showcasing them every morning, every evening on a live for 2 hours at a time? I think so. People are disgusting, and you'll always find someone who's interested in that sort of thing.
What are you charging?
£10 a month
to look at your diseases.
To look at my diseases,
and you're going to have to get the diseases.
Well, yeah, and that'll be the fun bit.
All right, can I just, needless to say, leave me out of it. I was thinking my best asset is I think I'm pretty good at insulting people.
Right.
So I think maybe I would do the thing almost like a cameo. You know when Nigel Farage was doing cameos and he accidentally said up the rah and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then
why have we never done cameo?
We should do.
We could have made us a bit of a coin, couldn't we?
Greg Wallace does it.
Greg Wallace does it.
Greg Wallace can make dollar out of it. I think we should be able to.
He's doing some lovely pitches for TV shows he's never going to get. It's good stuff. Like really basic sort of.
Tell us about him.
Really, just sort of going. What would it be like if I had a TV show? You're not going to get a TV show, Greg. What would it be like if I had a TV show?
5 years for sure.
And I went round with a famous chef, and we looked at where the food came from. I'm paraphrasing, can't really remember the idea. I remember it being quite dull. We go to where the things have been coming out of the sea or the ground or whatever, and then we all cook the food in front of the famous chef, which is he's not even a cook. No. He's a fucking greengrocer.
Yeah.
And then. And wouldn't that be a good idea for a show? Like, he's clearly pitched for that. Nobody wanted it, and now he's trying to sort of crowdsource some interest.
He's indignant about it, isn't he? So he's like, well, I'm actually going to put it straight to the people.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over the heads of the TV commissioners, and I'm going to go straight to the people.
I've been told that I don't need these commissioners anymore.
And he gets the same 8 middle-aged women who just go, yeah, great idea, Greg, in the comments.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the game we're all in, mate. It's the game we're all in.
Do you think there's anybody who? What's his name? Greg Wallace.
2 G's though. In fact, 3 G's because his name also starts with a G.
Greg Wallace. Is he on Instagram doing all this muck?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's on Instagram. Yeah.
Greg Wallace. They haven't been able to take his MBA off him.
No. Well, yeah, but that doesn't narrow it down, does it? I mean, bloody hell.
Narrow it down? Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's got 242 followers. Yeah.
I get served up Greg stuff all the time, partly because I always watch it. I will never follow him, but if it comes up on the screen, I'll tend to watch it. He's really good to camera, by the way, Greg. You've got to give him that.
There's a dirty sort of boy teenager who does really. I think he's a teenager. I think he's in his 20s now. But either way, he's destroying any idea of any semblance of career prospects by doing this all on the internet. He basically just comes on does a little video about puts himself in scenes like I don't know, he's just always sucking people off. There's no two ways about it. And he's basically I'm trying to sort of explain. He'll sort of go, Comes in the room and Granddad's trousers are falling down, and he'll go, and then I'll just start sucking Granddad off, and it makes me laugh because it's so puerile.
But he's not actually doing it.
No, he's just sort of going. He's going like doing the blowjob thing, and then going, and he does the same kind of like eyes rolling back in the head face, and it always makes me laugh, like because it's so stupid. Even for the internet, it's so stupid and witless, and it's not. He's never going to make any money out of it. He's never. It's ruining his life. It will ruin his life eventually. But he turns up with 3 stupid videos a day that make me chuckle.
This is what happened to you on Vine, isn't it?
And then I subscribed to him, and then I saw a couple of ones that were a bit fucking right wing, and I'm like, oh, fuck off, mate. Why do you have to fucking ruin the purity of sucking your granddad off in the front room?
Listen, a man sucking off his grandfather is fine, but I will not take someone who is, quote, a bit right wing.
Exactly.
Would you rather, Pete? Would you rather wake up one morning and you're a bit right wing, or wake up one morning and
I am a bit right wing? We've all got our. We're
what
all
are your
a bit right wing. I'm
tendencies?
45.
What are your right wing tendencies? Don't want to pay tax.
I do pay my tax.
No, but you don't want to.
Badly.
You don't want to.
No, I tell you what, if someone gave me the choice now, fucking tax me at source on the same rates, yes please, I'll take it. Thank you very much.
That's not what I'm offering.
Well, I know you're not offering it, but it would make things a lot easier for me. I'd be sad because I wouldn't be able to, get the bumper of the Toyota painted for 200 knots today. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, you can't really do that anyway. But what I'm saying to you is, you said we're all a bit right wing. What are your right wing tendencies if you're being honest? And I think your right wing tendencies are partly you don't really want to pay that much tax.
Right. Yeah, but I do pay the tax eventually. It's just an administrative. I don't save enough to.
But do you get angry when you have to make the payment?
No, I'm not. I know it's a bit of a weight off your shoulders, really.
Okay. Well, good for you. What are yours then? You haven't got.
We've all got them. And I'm not sort of being the sort of lefty liberal who don't have them. We do.
A little bit angry about young people having fun.
Is that technically right?
Think young people should stop moaning.
Yeah, probably a bit of that. Bit of blindness about mental health. Probably a little bit of that.
Fondness for rugby.
What do you mean? Like, what? I don't think anyone should play rugby. I don't think anybody should toss the pill about with Chugsy at any point. Really, I think I've got. Is right wing class chip on shoulder?
Yeah, a little bit of that.
I'm quite chippy about the Manx for some reason. Don't really know why.
I don't think that's right wing, is it? I think it's just.
Is it? I don't know.
It's normal.
Yeah. I've got a chip on my shoulder about being poor, but I'm obviously not poor. Yeah, that's about it, really. I suppose. But we've all got them. I'm sure people could provide me with a list of short-sighted stuff. I panic about words sometimes, and I don't mean to.
You're quite angry.
Quite angry. I'm not quite angry. You keep saying I'm angry. I'll knock you out, mate. Here's an example of Sam PM 47. He is doing a skit about his mum saying, "Stop doing these videos online, Sam." PM 47. You think about your digital footprint, and he goes, "Whoa, did you just say digital foot job?" And then he just starts like putting his mouth on a foot and licking and going, I'm so orgasmically excited by the idea of a foot job.
Yeah.
It's so pathetic.
This is not Chef Boy, is it? This is not Chef Boy.
It's not Chef Boy, it's Sam PM 47. He's so rubbish. So rubbish.
Do you like him more or less than you like Chef Boy?
Chef Boy is the influencer in Miami who basically tells you not to watch football and stuff like that. Don't watch the World Cup because you're just watching boys in shorts and. Oh and
yeah, like, no, Chef Boy's the guy who used to make nice things for people and put them out, and you said it was irritating.
Oh, Chef Boy, the one who had the stuffed animal. You sort of go, I'm going to go for a cup of tea by myself.
Yeah.
You hate that guy. Has he been cancelled yet?
That's quite right wing.
It's got to be.
That's quite right wing.
Having a problem with people having a nice time.
Right, Peter. Before we go, we should do an email and a battery. So why don't you do the battery first?
All right then. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Marjoram. What's marjoram? Isn't it an Indian spice? Is it
I think it is. Yeah.
I think it is. Delicious. Hi guys. Excuse me. Love the show. And when you both slag off people in your industry, it is like hearing a friend gossip about people you'll never meet. I wanted to put forward
in our industry.
You do it. You do it. I'm scared of it.
I am totally honest about it. If people are nice, I say they're nice.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes with great kind of hardship, because I always say Jamie Carragher's nice, which he is, and everyone's like, "Oh, he spat at that girl." I was like, "Yeah, I know he did that, but that was years ago. I'm not excusing it, but he's always been very nice to me." You've got to take people as you find them.
Yeah,
like Rick Edwards, nice, but quite brutal.
I feel like with our beloved Liverpool defender, is he saying that he likes the stuff? He's nice. Is he nice because he feels like he has to be nice?
No, I've met him a number of times. Yeah. Give me another example. I'll tell you if they're nice or not. I always do that. Nice, nasty, don't know.
Gaddafi. You met him a few times. You shook the hands of Sherman Mao.
Nice, actually.
You tell me what
nice.
it's like. Surprisingly nice.
Yeah.
Stinky. Anyway, Joe says, I wanted to put forward the below as a potential new player. This was taken out of a temperature and humidity sensor in a raw materials warehouse. It is a tech cell, but most interestingly, it is a size half double A. I have it pictured with a standard Energizer Industrial double A. It's exactly half the size of a double A. It's half.
Never seen one before.
A double A.
Amazing.
Never seen one. I thought Tech Cell was a video game from back in the day, featuring Captain Kirk, William Shatner, but I don't think it is. I think I might have been Tech War. Tech Cell.
It's a brand new player, baby.
It's a brand new player.
Congratulations, Joe.
If Tech Cell are busting out, you've got to know the rules before you subvert the rules, as they say. As Van Gogh, you talk about the Impressionists. They clearly know how to make a full double A. It's not like they're working up from half a double A to a double A. They clearly know how to do a full double A.
Why would they do that?
Just a little, for putting in tiny sensors, I suppose, that don't require that much juice.
Just a little fella.
Just a little fella.
Very nice. Well, congratulations to you, Joe Marjoram.
Yeah.
A brand new player, first one in ages. A shout out to Dean, who sent a picture in of a load of really massive watermelons outside the shop. Because we were I really want to find a watermelon big enough to mean that I can use the shell as a pair of pants for my son. And preferably Pete, but that's unrealistic because you don't get watermelons that big. But I definitely think my son could wear one. And I went to Alexandra Palace Park last week to see Super Furry Animals supported by the Beta Band.
Nice.
And as I walked up from Wood Green Station, I went into a shop to get some chewing gum, and there was, the biggest watermelons I've ever seen. And it was a real dilemma for me because I genuinely have not seen a watermelon this big for ages, possibly ever in this country. I really want it. But I cannot bring myself to roll a big watermelon all the way up the Alexandra Palace hill.
No.
Sit on it for the gig and then roll it all the way home again.
Didn't you fancy shouting nice big melons or something just to get it out your system?
Should have.
No?
Yeah, should have. Didn't know.
That's a shame.
So hopefully at one point a gigantic watermelon will be on display near me somewhere. But the quest continues. So shout out to you, Dean, for sending that in. But I want to read this email from James because it's a follow-up to what we talked about last week. He says, hi guys, regarding Luke and Pete's conversation about the Bayeux tapestry on today's show.
Yes.
It's not ridiculous that Luke claimed to have seen it in the UK before, because Reading Museum houses a full-size 19th century replica of it, which I visited many times as a child in the 90s and is apparently still there. Perhaps Mr. Moore popped in to see it en route to watching Pompey play at the much-loved Select Car Leasing Stadium. Now, it's interesting because I've had another explanation as well. One of my followers on Twitter said that maybe I went to a school trip into Normandy, which isn't that far from where I grew up, to see it. Now, I don't think either of those explanations are true. I have been to the Select Car Leasing Stadium when it was the Medeski Stadium to see Portsmouth lose 1-0 to Reading via a Jason Roberts goal many years ago, with the aforementioned Dave Cronin, who used to be a manager of At the Drive-In and Dexys Midnight Runners, by the way.
I see. So did they bring the Bayeux tapestry as a big T4 for that?
Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I must have just imagined it. It must just be a false childhood memory.
Maybe a teacher just really sort of spoke about it with such colour and verve that you thought you were seeing the real thing.
Could have been my history teacher, Mrs. Duckett.
Yes, okay, Mrs. Duckett.
She genuinely was called Mrs. Duckett.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate when you're teaching young boys at a down at heel comprehensive.
Yeah, we used to have a history teacher that was a boxer, and we used to just talk to him about boxing and just basically chin off entire lessons where he'd go into detail about how good at boxing he was back in the day.
Great.
To
you
be
can
fair,
always find the cheat
his
codes
ears
for
look
a
like a
teacher.
right mess. Yeah, massively.
We had teachers who loved cricket. We had one who was a massive, passionate supporter of Bournemouth. He always wanted to talk about Bournemouth all the time.
Nice.
You can always find their cheat codes. But
Yeah,
no, I haven't.
nice.
I haven't been to the Reading Museum. I spend a lot of my time avoiding places like Reading. I'm afraid, James, with respect.
Not like Reading. Not like Reading.
Not like Reading, exactly.
Crying out loud.
All right, take us out of it, Peter.
Let's get out of here, Keyboard Cat. Play us out, Keyboard Cat. We'll be back on Monday, if that's all right with you. Do send us a message, because as you can see, we read 2 out there, so you can't get us on that. You can't get us on that technicality.
Exactly.
hello@lukepeatshow.com is the way to do it. We'll see you next
later.
time.
Bye.
Bye.